and welcome to tonight's free virtual yoga class. So tonight we're going to feature how to start a yoga routine, and this is specifically for you beginners out there who, we all have heard about, oh, yoga is good for you. It feels like almost every other article nowadays. I literally was just reading a magazine the other day, and it's like, oh, the power of meditation, the power of yoga. Everyone nowadays, I mean, there's doctors who are prescribing yoga if you're recovering from something, or whether it's weight loss or joint issues or anxiety issues, or you name it, physical, mental, social, spiritual, emotional, yoga's gonna be great for you, right? So we all know that, we read that, and those of you who are already taking yoga or really have a consistent yoga practice, like these beautiful true beauties who I have, I'm so proud of them, truly I am, because it can be tough, right, to stick to a routine and really be solid in it. And I don't mean a routine like you're taking a yoga class once every 3 months. I mean, a few times a week, and you're really solid in that practice. That's how you're going to grow the most on all levels. So it can be a little tough at first. It can almost be a little intimidating if you've never taken yoga before. I think a lot of people think of yoga as these like crazy, insane postures, and they're like, yeah, okay, I'm not going to do that. And I've even talked to certain people that their boyfriends or men in their life will think that, right? And I think that it's one of those things where you need to remember, you start slow, you work your way up to those postures with baby steps, and sometimes the best postures for you really are the basic beginner postures. They really are. They're the go-to, okay? So in this yoga class, I'm going to teach you some of the most basic postures that you can literally do every single day for the rest of your life or multiple times a week, and you will get the yoga benefits. If you are new to my channel, of course, I want to introduce myself. So my name is Heather. I'm the founder of True Beauty Movement. It's all about redefining beauty and empowering women from the inside and out through yoga, and also through essential oils and beauty and lifestyle tips. So subscribe to my channel, like this video. I'd love to have you have access to all of my free virtual yoga classes. We really have a lot of fun around here, and it's just really about empowering you to be your best self. Okay, so in tonight's class, you guys, I really was brainstorming what to do for the oils. So I always like to feature dōTERRA essential oils because they are top of the line quality. And I was brainstorming, going back to basics. And the most basic oils is this trio right here. It's lemon oil from dōTERRA, okay? So I'm gonna combine all of these. Then we're gonna do peppermint oil, so we're going in order of the chakras. And then we're going with lavender oil, okay? So lemon oil associated with the yellow chakra, okay? So this one is all about our happiness, our fulfillment. So I have a video called Yoga for Happiness. This is gonna help with that, okay? Really helping with that fulfillment. So we're gonna do about 1, maybe 2 drops on the wrist. Then we're gonna mix it with your peppermint, okay? So peppermint is really associated with more the blue chakra, kind of the throat chakra, a little bit moving into our intuition as well. So this can be really good if you put peppermint on your forehead between the brows to activate intuition. And then lavender oil is the last one, again, 1 or 2 drops of each. And lavender is really good for a state of calm and connecting us to our spirituality. So this trio is gonna create kind of the perfect balance in your body for your beginning practice. I'm gonna place this on the upper, kind of back of the neck area, so it's going to activate that throat chakra here, all for the shoulders. And then take a nice deep inhale and slowly exhale, start to just soften the shoulders if you do have these at your house. If not, you can just kind of have the intention of putting these oils on. Just imagine what they would smell like, pretty basic, right? So lemon, and it doesn't really matter what wrist we start with on this one tonight. So lemon and then peppermint, and then lavender. And doing it in the same order, so lemon, peppermint. Oh yeah. We have someone in class who hates lavender, so that's okay. If you don't like lavender, if you're resistant to it, no worries. That means you're maybe, not supposed to have it tonight. No worries at all. So lemon, you're like, no. So lemon, peppermint, lavender. So one thing I want to note about this, and it's perfect right now, you guys, for the season, for this time of year, this trio, like I said, is kind of your basic trio. And this trio of the lemon, peppermint, and lavender is actually used for allergies. So right now, it is springtime, we're having all sorts of things growing, and people are sneezing and they're kind of getting affected by it, right? We were talking about people getting migraine headaches, and all of those things happen when the seasons shift, right? So this is actually a protocol for people that are prone to allergies, whether it's really intense or seasonal allergies. So try that. Again, you can take a nice deep inhale, And if you are new to essential oils, of course, you can like this video, you can comment below, and you can also just message me if you're interested in scheduling a wellness consult. I'll work with you one-on-one, and we'll go over your top 3 health, wellness, or beauty goals, and we'll give you a custom essential oil RX just like this, okay? So for now, let's go ahead and focus on just balance. So just stretch. Take a deep inhale here, just stretch, start to really just become present. So notice here, so again, if you're new to your yoga practice, this is kind of like I'm sitting Indian style, right? So I really want to break this down for you. A lot of us, kind of sit all these different ways. So this is called comfortable seated position, okay? We want to always have our right foot in front, okay? So we're starting with basically our right foot right now is our left brain, okay? And what we're going to do is just slowly start to kind of get comfortable here. So if you want to be kind of traditional Indian style, this is comfortable seated. We're basically having the feet out just a little bit further so we have some space here, okay? So a lot of times if we're here for new, we'll have like our knees up like this. If that's the case, you can sit up on a bolster, on a pillow, on a blanket, and that'll prop you up like this. It'll make your knees go a little lower. We want to ideally have our knees, okay, slightly below the hips. So a little test here, place your hands, kind of adjust a little bit. Place your hands like this so that your wrists are right at the hips. And then just kind of move your hands straight out. If they're running into your knees, that is an indicator that you need to be on a bolster or a pillow or a blanket to prop you up, okay? So if it's like this where you're not quite running into your knees, then you're good to go. So start to move the feet out just a little bit more. We're going to go really basic here, index finger to the thumb, okay? So this always reminds me of kind of the hand mudra. That's what this is. It's a hand mudra. We're using pressure points to really affect the way that the body feels on all levels, okay? So this reminds me of a hand mudra equivalent to lavender every time. It's kind of like my lavender hand mudra. I usually partner with lavender oil. It's creating a sense of mental calmness, okay? So it's calming the emotions, calming your mental energy. One of the main reasons we do yoga, right? So then what we're going to do is start to bring our elbows in as tight as we can towards the waist. Beautiful, guys. And we're going to just start to work on the chakras here. So I mentioned doing the oils in order of the chakras, okay? So the chakras are just energy bodies along the spine. We're going to start by tilting the tailbone. So notice here, sometimes when I first guide beginners on that, they stick their booty out. When I say tilt, I mean tilt it under. Like if you have a tail attached to your tailbone, you're pulling it this way, you're pulling it under and up, okay? And it's tilting you. So here to here. Okay, so then engage the core. So belly button to the spine. Think of that lemon oil, okay? Engaging the core, very nice. You guys all set up a little bit higher as you did that. That's what we want. Elbows are nice and tight. So now start to lead through the heart. So shoulders back, wide collarbone. So those 2 collarbones here that are going out, we want them to be, they call it kind of like a smiling collarbone. What you're doing is you're keeping it nice and wide. Don't press your chest out like this. Just keep your shoulders in alignment with the ears and lower the chin. So slow, deep inhale. Deep exhale. See if you can relax the hips a little. Relax into this posture, still tilting the tailbone. Beautiful, you guys. And just start to relax the body. Even if you lose sight of this posture a little bit, maybe you start to kind of slouch a little bit, right? Maybe you start to just ease into this where it doesn't look so perfect. That's okay. I want you to just start to let go of your day here, start to find that inner zen, that sense of serenity. So just let this be your moment. Whatever else you have going on today, whether you're watching this video in the morning, afternoon, evening, just let anything that's on your mind slip away as you just start to let yourself be present. So start to just really ground yourself through your sitting bones. Just notice how it feels on the floor underneath you. If you're sitting in a chair, on your mat. And just subtly tilt just a little bit more. This is going to be great for releasing any low back pain, okay? So we're just going to practice that Ujjayi breath. So the Ujjayi breath, the easiest way to describe this, you guys, is you're fogging up that glass window. So we haven't really practiced that for a while in class. It'll be a good reminder for us that have been doing yoga pretty consistently here. So basically we're going to take that right hand, okay, touch the upper chest area, left hand on the belly, okay, and just kind of relax the belly at first here. So don't worry about the posture and everything, just the breath. So deep inhale, okay, so through the chest. Deep exhale, soften the belly. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. So just notice this rhythm that we're creating. Keep that breath going even as I'm talking. So deep inhale. Deep exhale, just like the waves of an ocean. So try to keep the length of your inhale the same as your exhale. So something that I've mentioned in other videos before on my channel, two of my favorite oils are peppermint and lavender. So peppermint's equivalent to your inhale, energizing your body, energizing your mind, okay, lifting you up. Lavender is that exhale, so relaxing the body. Remember what I said about that sense of calm, okay? And lemon's kind of that beautiful neutral, that kind of natural astringent for the body. So just continue to let that ebb and flow happen here. Notice what breath's a little harder. If it's harder to inhale, if it's harder to exhale and relax. So whichever one's a little bit less natural for you, I want you to really focus on lengthening that. So I'm just gonna kind of pick on the exhale here. For a lot of people, it's hard for them to really relax, to let go. They live in a state of kind of anxiety. They're always on, and your body goes in fight or flight. And what happens is that can really lead to, burnout, feeling drained, panic attacks, anxiety, depression. We don't want any of that, right? Let's leave that, let's leave that at bay. So here we're gonna focus on deep exhale. So relax that belly, really lengthen the exhale. Choosing to really ground yourself. Choosing to balance yourself naturally here. And this is something you can always come back to. This is yoga right here, just coming back to your breath. So when you're ready, when you're feeling comfortable here, we're gonna slowly start to bring our hands to heart center. We're gonna make that same breath. So see with your hands not on the chest, not on the belly, if you can keep that same inhale and exhale. And the Ujjayi breath, we're going to start to close the mouth and have a deep, almost kind of a deep roaring breath. It kind of sounds funny at first, but it's in the back of the throat. That is your deep Ujjayi breath. It's known as your victorious breath. Okay, so Ujjayi just means victorious in Sanskrit, okay? So what we're doing is that deep breath. Remember, when in doubt, relax the belly. Tilting the tailbone and you're doing yoga. Keep up the great work. So building that confidence. You've already been relaxing here for just a moment. You should be proud of this success so far. This takes some effort to relax and be present like this. So we're going to take a moment for gratitude. So here you could say universe, God, higher self, or of course fill in the blank there, whatever speaks to you in your heart, your spirituality. I'm so happy and grateful for. And just start with anything in your life that you're grateful for. Beautiful. So once you've found or defined your gratitude here, go ahead and press your hands together, just grounding ourselves a little bit. As you press your hands together, go ahead and just remind yourself to tilt the tailbone a little bit more, shoulders back, strong posture, lower the chin just slightly, so just kind of parallel to the ground. Okay, press the hands into each other a little bit harder, and then set our intention for today's practice. So define here what it is that you want. So anything in your life that you're currently moving towards, that you want to really manifest into your life, really define that here and see if you can break down a big goal. Try to define the small first step here. So universe, God, higher self, again, fill in the blank here. Please, I want, and really see it as you define it. And slowly start to inhale. Reach the hands up towards the sky. Tilt the tailbone as you reach up as high as you possibly can. And exhale. Start to just slowly lower the hands all the way down, grounding yourself. So we're going to slowly return back to heart center. Inhale, the hands are touching. Inhale all the way up, that strong inhale, tilt the tailbone, and exhale. Hands come all the way down, grounding ourselves. Inhale, moving with your breath. And exhale. Beautiful, great breathing, you guys. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful, just find your rhythm. So just notice, how often do we actually breathe this way? The way that we are supposed to breathe, the way that we are really born to breathe. This full inhale, full exhale. Think of a baby when they're born or when they're little. Their little belly that goes up and down. Or an animal, if you have a dog or cat, when they're sleeping, notice how fully they breathe. Their belly moving in and out. We tend to, in our society, be told that we have to kind of have that tight little skinny waist, hold the belly in nice and tight, and we're not breathing fully, right? We need to be expanding, breathing fully. So give yourself that freedom to be yourself. Give yourself that freedom to be you, to fly here, to expand, connect to who you are, and just take a moment for you. No technology, no to-do list, just being present. So we're going to mix it up just a little bit here. So we're going to meet as we inhale. Try to keep the eyes closed if possible. If you do, keep that just fine. We're going to move the right hand before, so in front of us, and the left hand behind us. So this always reminds me of that lemon oil, okay, that little astringent or that detox for the body. So if the fingertips go down, that's just fine. Or you can flatten the hands all together, whatever works. But I'd rather have your fingertips up, okay, and have the shoulders be in alignment than have you kind of do something like this where you're kind of being thrown off, okay? So we're aligning the shoulders, trying to twist as much as possible so those shoulders create one solid line, okay? So if I was this way, I'm moving the shoulders this kind of further back, okay? So that left shoulder goes back, the right shoulder goes forward, okay? Inhale, lift, reach the shoulders up as high as you can, and exhale, opposite side. Little detox here. Tilting the tailbone at the same time makes it a little challenging. We're working the core, you're gonna work your abs there just naturally. So inhale, lift, and exhale. Belly button to the spine, tilt the tailbone, great breathing. Detoxing the body of any toxins. Inhale, lift, and exhale. It's physical toxins, things like the things in our food that we eat, but also emotional toxins as well, which tends to be the root cause of a lot of physical ailments is our emotions. So inhale, lift. We're going to make it a little bit more advanced here. You guys are doing awesome. So as we inhale, lift, instead of reaching the shoulders up towards the ears, try to have the shoulders down the spine, okay? So the difference here is we're reaching up, reaching up, reaching up. My shoulders are almost touching my ears. Shoulders down the spine look like this. Still very intentional. Belly button to the spine, okay? Tilt the tailbone. When you wake up in the morning, your back and core might get a little sore. We're doing like an abdominal workout here, okay? We're building a strong waist, strong back if you have back issues, and strong abdominal muscles. Okay, so find your rhythm. Inhale, lifting up. We're going to touch our fingertips together here. And exhale, slowly bring our hands back to heart center. We're gonna lift the elbows so they're parallel to the ground. You guys look awesome. And just go ahead and bring the feet together. You can just kind of open up a little bit here. At this point, your feet might be falling asleep a little. That's okay. You can wiggle your toes, whatever feels good. And we're just gonna start to stretch here all through the hip flexors, all through really, we're not gonna oil that's focusing on the hip flexors tonight. This is more basic. But the hip flexors here, in my other videos we talk about this, it's all where we hold our self-confidence, okay? Our self-confidence, our family life, our riches, our abundance, and our kind of things sometimes that hold us back. So here, we're starting to just stretch it out. So we're gonna start to bow forward, okay? And just stretch that low back. It might call out a little bit here. Shoulders to the back of the room. When you do that, it's gonna open a little bit more here. You just have to pull your nose as far towards your heels as you can, okay? And another thing here I wanna add is try to have a diamond shape here, kind of in between the legs. So you're putting your feet as far out as you can, okay? But try not to have them separate. The moment they separate, you've gone too far, okay? So I like to put my hands over my toes, whatever works for you. You can do the ankles. And exhale, shoulders to the back of the room, chin to the sternum. And we're aligning our chakras here. This is a great stretch for the morning. Start to soften the glutes, soften the hips if they feel tight. Keep that long Ujjayi breath. Long inhale, long exhale. And I want you just to think about where in your life you feel tension, where you need to let go. And this is not necessarily tension that's maybe outside of you. This is something that you have within. It can be mental tension, kind of like too much mental energy, overthinking. And see how you can let that go. Where is that in your life? So slowly we're going to start to place the left hand over the right foot and just twist up towards the sky. Again, this is one of my favorite stretches of the morning. You can do this in bed and it feels great. You have a mattress right below you and just stretch up towards the stars, or towards the sun rather, if it's the beginning of the day. And just open up, really wake up to a beautiful day. I'm gonna start the day off right and exhale. So now right hand goes to the left foot, okay? And reach towards the stars. Or reach towards the sun, whatever time of day it is for you. And exhale, find your flow. Eyes can be open or closed. So in yoga, we always want to inhale up, exhale down. So find your rhythm, inhale up, exhale down. Notice those hips starting to just open up a little bit again. The feet might be falling asleep. It's actually not a bad thing. It means you're using a lot of energy. Your core, it's actually a good thing here. So we're going to start to come all the way up. We're going to move on to all fours. So we're going to move into a very common posture. It's called table posture, okay? So table posture, all you're really doing, you're just having your hands, your wrists right below the shoulders, okay? And you're having your pinkies to the very edge of your mat. Really important. A lot of people forget that. They'll have their hands too tight and they're really not supporting the rest of their body. They're just going to like collapse in. So hands are wide. Hands are really, really wide, and we have the pinkies to the very edge of the mat, okay? Wrists below the shoulders, micro bend in the elbows. So don't hyperextend here. That can hurt the elbows long term. So a little micro bend, okay? Then we have the knees right below the hips. So some people have their knees too far forward or too far back, so try having them right below the hips, okay? And that's going to put you in alignment there with everything else. Then we're working on the chakras. So the chakras here, what we want to do is start to lower the chin down. So again, we're connecting our neck all the way up, one line, and just kind of find that neutral position with the spine. So we're not tilting the tailbone too much, we're also not sticking the booty out. We're nice and neutral, think of a table, okay? If there was a tray, like a dessert tray or a breakfast tray, you'd be able to kind of just chill there on your back. Okay, so find your focus. Such a simple posture, but it helps us to feel really grounded, really balanced. Sometimes we tend to skip over it too fast, so let yourself be grounded here. Find your focus and think of your intention. So see if you can even define it again here. This posture always reminds me of kind of the equivalent of being content, right? So we're not necessarily flowing forward like cow, we're not necessarily ebbing back like cat, we're just right in the middle of it. It really increases more balance in our life, and we tend to kind of be like, what's the next step, what's the next step, right? We want to move forward versus just being balanced, being okay with just being right there in the middle, neutral. So inhale, we're gonna lift. So this is where you do lift your booty up, okay? Shoulders back, lift the chin. So there's a lot going on here. We're opening through our throat chakra, which is really connecting us to others as far as the way we communicate with others. We're starting to open up our heart, allowing us to connect with others, and we're really expanding through our self-confidence as well. Okay, so opening up, cow, and then ebbing back. So inhale, exhale, right? So inhale, as we ebb back, we're tilting the tailbone. So even as I tilt the tailbone here, I do engage my core. I'm holding the belly button to the spine, so I'm working the abs, kind of like sit-ups, okay? Back to neutral. Let's not ignore neutral position here, okay? And then inhale, lift, enjoying each step of the journey here. Exhale, neutral, in between. Continue that deeper exhale, right? You thought you didn't have any more to kind of breathe. Keep going. Exhale all the way into cat. And inhale, neutral. Inhale even more. Lifting all the way up, and then find your rhythm, but still find that pause in between. Beautiful, you guys. Then come back to neutral position here with the spine. Okay, really good for back pain. Like I said, really good for building strong abdominal muscles. And we're pushing up the downward dog. So I did that pretty quick here. Pretty used to doing downward dog. But if you're new to this, what you're gonna do is go from neutral, start to tuck the toes, and then start to press up. Some people have their knees really bent at first, and that's just fine. We're trying to move towards having the heels flat on the mat. Okay, it's okay if it's not touch. And remember, feet are in alignment here with the hips. Okay, so we don't have those feet super wide like the hands. Right in alignment with the hips, and stretch it out. Shin to the sternum. Deep breath. Try looking behind you. Have a little bit more lighthearted kind of just mentality here. Just start to release. So this is called walking your dog. I love doing this. What you do is you start to stretch through the hips, through the glutes. We start to not take ourselves so seriously. Start to open up a little bit here. Enjoy it for perspective on life. And I just want you to applaud yourself for taking this time to do something different, taking this time to go within. And just walk it out. See if the glutes are tight at all, if the hips are tight. That's telling you something there in your body. Something in the foundation to your health routine, okay, or your self-confidence, your family life. So we're gonna start to walk to the front of the mat. So just slowly move it from downward dog, okay? So it's kind of just take your steps, your little baby steps there. And then we have our fingertips kind of lifted up. So you can bend your knees as much as you need to here, you guys, okay? We have the hands outside kind of the, I would say outside the pinky toes. Let's start there, okay? So again, if I flatten the hands, they go right back where they were with the pinkies to the edge of the mat. You can bend your knees as much as you need to. So let's start with that, with the bent knees. And then inhale, start to lift up, still have some bent knees. Exhale, nice and flat. So now incorporating the chin. Inhale, we're lifting. Exhale, chin to the sternum. Inhale, half forward fold is what this is. Shoulders to the back of the mat, very nice. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. It's called Ardha Uttanasana. and exhale, forward fold. It's called Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Okay, try to straighten your knees as much as you can. I want to challenge you a little bit here. This boosts the metabolism, by the way. So start to bring your weight forward towards the toes. A lot of us will hold all our weight on our heels. So a little dangerously here, okay, taking some risks. Inhale and exhale. Try to have your hands flat on the ground. If they don't reach, then bend the knees. Inhale, gaze between the heels, and exhale. Ebb and flow. Inhale and exhale. So we inhale, we're gazing between the heels. When we exhale, the chin touches the sternum. As we inhale, very slowly, we're going to do reverse swan dive. So I want you to really take your time here, okay? And then steer, I just want you to kind of fly a little bit. This can be really good for releasing, especially if you're going to feel a little hot, we're using a lot of energy. Also good for just not taking ourselves so seriously. Support your back a little bit here, so belly button to the spine as we slowly start to come up. And reverse swan dive all the way up, touch the hands together. Exhale, hands come all the way down in front of the heart. And just pause. So once again, just give gratitude here to yourself for taking this time to just really connect. So even when we're tired sometimes, or we're just not really in the mood to do our yoga routine, just getting on our mat or our blanket or whatever we do and just doing a couple of postures, even if it's these basic postures, is beautiful. Staying true to you, staying true to your practice. So we're going to slowly exhale. We're releasing the hands, and this is called Tadasana. So Tadasana is basically mountain posture, okay? We're standing nice and tall. And what we're going to do is just slowly start to inhale, lift, connect the hands. I just want to do maybe a couple basic sun salutations here. So sun salutation A, we're tilting the tailbone still, micro bend in the knees, exhale, swan dive, so flat back, think of that neutral back, just like table, and all the way down, Uttanasana. Okay, inhale, half lift, and then exhale, just like you're doing Uttanasana, we're planting the hands, we're stepping back to the plank. So remember here, the wrists, you guys, below the elbows, that's really, or below the shoulders, super important. Wide hands, okay, heels to the back of the mat. And then really here, you can bring your knees down if you want to, you guys. That's just fine. Sometimes it's a great place to start. And you can still really work the arm muscles with those knees down here, okay? Shoulders back, and then if you want, you can lift the heels, lift the knees, and we have the heels to the back of the mat. Okay, so exhale, lower down, keep those elbows in nice and tight. All the way down, toes together, heels apart. Notice where my hands are. I would say one of the biggest call-outs I notice from people, their hands are up here. When they're going to really hurt their back, what happens? They're in Cobra, and they literally push up like this, and it would really hurt you. Okay, so we want to keep those hands right outside. If you're a female, right outside the girls. Okay, that's where we want those hands. Okay, outside the girls, or just right outside the chest if you're a male. Okay, so toes together, heels apart, and then we're going to slowly inhale, lift, elbows in nice and tight. Okay, those hands are still, fingers, pinkies to the very edge of the mat, and lift. You're going to feel that nice, deep kind of stretch all through the back. That's what we want, your inner strength. Deep inhale, close the eyes. Just be open here, toes together, heels apart, relax the glutes. Try to lengthen your exhale here. Beautiful, you guys. On your next inhale, okay, try to press a little bit higher up. Just press through the hands slightly. Elbows coming even tighter towards the body, towards the core. Opening up your heart, connecting with more people. So exhale all the way down, connecting to our intuition, right between the brows, all the way down. So it's that peppermint I was talking about. Okay, tuck the toes and push all the way back up. So kind of like you're doing almost a plank, right? And then we're bringing our feet in a little tighter to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Savasana. So the feet as wide as the hips, deep stretch here, chin to the sternum. and we're coming full circle. So we do a full inhale, full exhale, and start to walk to the front of the mat to half forward fold. So fingers outside the pinky toes, gazing between the heels, shoulders back, and exhale. You can bring the hands behind the calf muscles or flat, whatever feels good. Inhale, again, take it slow here. You can fly if you want, you can just do reverse swan dive, whatever floats your boat. Okay, connecting, make sure the shoulders are down the spine, and exhale, hands in front of the heart, and release, full circle. So you just worked your entire body. Sun salutations are one of my favorites. They balance our everything. They balance us on all levels, and they get us in the zone. They are so good if you get lost in your yoga practice. When in doubt, go to sun salutations. You're gonna get in your rhythm, and it's a beautiful dance. So we're gonna inhale, lift, okay? The hands are not gonna touch. Exhale all the way down. Find your rhythm. Shoulders back, hands behind the calf muscles or flat, either one. Inhale, half lift, gazing between the heels. Exhale, plant the hands, stepping back. So remember, knees can be down or not. Heels to the back of the mat and lower down. Elbows are nice and tight. Inhale, lift, open through the heart. Exhale, connect to your intuition. Tuck the toes, pressing all the way back. Down dog, deep stretch, and breathe. Full inhale. Full exhale, chin to the sternum. And inhale, we're gonna walk to the front of the mat to half forward fold. Exhale all the way down. And inhale, take your time to fly, reverse swan dive, whatever feels good. Connect the hands, and exhale, connect back to your center. And release the hands. Beautifully, you guys. Inhale, lift, shoulders down the spine, and exhale all the way down. Inhale, half lift, exhale, plant the hands, stepping back. Very nice, you guys. This is 3, heels to the back of the mat, and lower down. Elbows are in, that's the hardest part there. Inhale, lift, keep the heart open, and exhale, neutral. So to tuck the toes, keep those elbows in here, and feet coming a little tighter. This is your pause. Deep inhale, deep exhale, sink into those shoulders. And inhale, walk to the front of the mat, half forward fold. Exhale all the way down, shoulders back. And inhale, take your time this way, or this time. Okay, so take your time flying, whatever feels good. Reaching up, make sure you don't get dizzy here. If you do, just go a little slower. Hands come all the way down. Start to release the hands and just kind of let the hands fall where they may, wherever they feel good. There's a lot of energy working all through the body. You can kind of swing the arms a little bit and then just let them neutralize. Just kind of see where they land. So we're doing no particular posture here. This is sort of a version of mountain, but just let the fingers kind of be relaxed here. We're in a neutral position. Just pay attention to the breath. All you're being mindful here is just to keep extending that exhale. Just notice how the body feels. Beautiful, you guys. So before we open our eyes, we're going to bring our hands to heart center, but don't have the hands touch here, okay? So we're going to have a little bit of space, maybe about 2 or 3 inches between the hands. Lift the elbows. Do that little micro bend in the knees this time. Little tilt of the tailbone, aligning our chakras, and lower the chin. Deep, slow inhale. Deep, slow exhale. Beautiful. So we're going to slowly start to open up the eyes, start to neutralize the arms, so just bring them kind of down to your side, however they feel comfortable. We're going to move into Warrior One. Warrior One is such a beautiful posture for inner strength, and it really helps us to open up our self-confidence I was talking about, okay? So here, we're going to go ahead and move with the right foot in front, okay? So when you have your right foot in front, notice how I start to bring my foot towards the center of the mat. You guys, that's important. It gives you a little bit more structure here, a little bit more stability. And then I'm bending my knee so it's right over the ankle, okay, so it's kind of like a 45-degree angle. And then looking back at my other foot, so I always like to remind people, Ideally, what we're moving towards in this posture, it's called Virabhadrasana 1. Okay, that's in Sanskrit, or Warrior 1. Ideally, what we want is we want to have our heel in alignment with this back heel if I was to draw a line, right? It's okay if it comes out a little bit wider though, that's just fine, especially if you're a beginner. Definitely understand that. So listen to your body, bend your knees, and then that back foot's at a 45-degree angle. Here's the biggest issue I always see with that back foot. Somebody will kind of be more, they have that front knee just great, right? And that back foot looks more like a 45-degree angle as well. That's really gonna hurt your knee long term. Okay, so great, everyone looks awesome. So we're bringing the toes in a little tighter, 45-degree angle, okay? So half of 90 degree. Not this, but like this. That's what we want. So we're bringing that in. It's gonna stretch all through your Achilles tendon. That's what we want. Stretch all through your calf muscle. It's really good because it's opening up through this inner thigh area. Lifting the butt a little bit, has a nice little side benefit there, and just so good for the structure of your warrior, okay? So here, just so we all got right foot in front, once you're strong and solid in your foundation, okay, then, challenging part, hips come forward. You wanna have your hips on an angle here. Try to find your strength here where those hips can come as far forward as possible. They will open more over time, okay? So, self-confidence here, hips come forward, and we're reaching up towards the sky. Shoulders down the spine here. So sometimes we'll have this, we want the shoulders down the spine. Find your focus, wiggle those toes if you need to. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Nice and solid, beautiful focus, you guys. So we're straightening that knee just a little bit, okay? We're gonna take a giant step in a moment, so just see if you need to take a half step, that's just fine. Big step, great, beautiful. And then we have that left foot in front, okay? So now you guys will be able to see a little bit better here. So we have that front knee bent, 90-degree angle in the front, 45-degree angle in the back, okay? So try and have those heels as much in alignment as we can. Then the challenging part, okay? So once you have that solid foundation here, hips come forward, like two car lights coming forward, okay? And then reach towards the stars. We're actually stretching our psoas here. Our psoas is related to fight or flight, our self-confidence, our anxiety levels. So by stretching and opening that, that's really helping with our state of happiness, our inner calm, okay? When that tightens up, we get increase in anxiety, depression, all sorts of issues, okay? So you wanna keep this open and stretched. Warrior 1 is a fantastic go-to for beginning practice. So stretching here, deep breath. And straightening the knee. Okay, if it's been a while since you've done that posture, we haven't done that in a while here, it can be like, whoa, baby. It can be intense, right? So really just be conscious of that posture, of all those little points that I pointed out. That is your true strongest Warrior 1. Some people kind of just, do something and they're kind of not all the way in it. When you really pay attention on those points, your whole body's working it big time. So we're gonna start to take a giant step to the front of the mat. Okay, and I just want you to kind of bend over, just release the low back. My favorite here, you guys, is grabbing the opposite elbow and just let go here. You can sway, you can stay still, whatever feels good. Just give yourself a little break. All things in life, just give yourself a little break. Give your mind a break. Give your emotions a break from anything that's going on. Give your physical body a break. Slowly start to bend our knees. So just kind of peek at the feet. Make sure that they're about as wide as the hips here. Then just bend the knees just ever so slightly, just so you can relax your heart on your chest. And just get a nice deep exhale. So I want you to think about anything that you have that's going on in your life that creates tension, that creates stress. Okay, so this could be even good things, even things that you love or that you're maybe moving towards, the goals that you have. But anything that's creating stress or tension in your life, or kind of a lengthy to-do list, anything that creates mental stress, okay? That's what I'm talking about here. So we want to bend our knees just a little bit, and we're going to make an actual verbal sound. So if you're at home in your living room do this, I want you to do it out loud, okay? And what you're going to do is we're going to release. We're going to do this a few times. So we're going to inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to go, and just release our everything. Release anything that's weighing us down, okay? So we're going to do this 3 times. Slow, deep inhale. Slow, deep exhale. Beautiful. Anything stressing you out, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, start to straighten the knees, just a little bit here. We're going to do one more here, so 4 times the charm here, okay? So I'm not going to say exhale this time, just inhale, we'll inhale together, and we're going to exhale, making the same sound, okay? Releasing anything that just is weighing you down. We're letting that go, we're letting ourselves be light here. So deep inhale when you're ready, inhale. Beautiful. Start to release the arms. Let them be like noodles. Try not to move anything. Just let yourself be. Slowly, with the eyes closed, start to bend the knees just slightly. Make sure that you do feel stable with the hands. So if you need to come onto the knees, whatever feels best for you. And just try to keep the eyes as closed as possible. We're going to move onto our back here. So this is Shavasana, it's final resting position. So in Shavasana, what we want to do is we're just kind of laying down on our back here, have the feet just be relaxed, and we do have the palms facing up. It's allowing for openness here, okay? Allowing us to receive anything that we need to receive, any inspiration, any messages from the universe. Just allow us to be open, completely open. And only allowing for positive energy, positive intention to enter into our world, into our universe. Allowing for a message from the highest version of yourself to come through. And I just want you to silently just ask yourself, what steps do I need to make my intention come to fruition? So what steps or what changes do I need to make my intention come to fruition? So just silently ask this about 3 times to yourself. You can move a little bit if you need to get more comfortable, whatever feels good. You do want to feel fully supported on your mat though, so if the feet are off or anything's off of the mat, I would adjust, but you're completely on your mat or your blanket, just so you want to feel really supported and solid. And then just start to exhale, 3 questions, and just start to let go. Relax every muscle, every joint as you exhale and let go. Just allow yourself to be open. powerful, confident, and successful in all my ventures. I am powerful, confident, and successful in all of my ventures. Third time silently to yourself. I am powerful, confident, and successful in all of my ventures. As you slowly start to come back from your meditation, start to deepen your inhale. Start to slowly deepen the exhale so that it mirrors. And start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, your wrists and your ankles as you start to come back. Stretching however you feel fit, however it feels good for your body, your mind, your spirit. We're just going to take our wrists. If you do have the oils on, just put them in front of the nose. Deep inhale. We are going to do our hand mudra. So index finger to the thumb. Deep, slow inhale, deep, slow exhale. And start to roll onto your right arm, onto your right side when you're ready. We're going to place our wrist, so the wrist has all the oils on it. We're going to go ahead and place that right between the brows. So right on that intuition, we're holding so this would be the left hand is touching the brows, or right between the brows, we have the index finger to the thumb. Deep inhale, exhale, and as you inhale, we're slowly pressing ourselves back up to comfortable seated position. Make sure your eyes are closed. And we do have the left foot in front this time, so creating balance in the mind and the spirit. Bring the hands to neutral position, so just right at the heart area. In prayer position here, we're going to have the elbows kind of lifted, but not intensely lifted, just sort of calm. Very nice. Start to press the shoulders back just a little reminder of that subtle tilt this time. Very subtle of the tailbone. Start to lower the chin ever so subtly, just a little bit, extending through the back of the neck. And just give yourself some silent gratitude here for staying true to you, for taking this time to start or stick to your routine. It can be challenging, but like most things in life, half of the battle, half of the progress is just showing up. So keep up the great work, showing up for yourself, keeping that solid routine. Slow, energized inhale, slow exhale. I am truly so happy and grateful you could all be here to practice and really just connect to the core of who you are. Like I said, whether it's the start of a practice for you or something you've been doing for a long time, and just really reconnecting back to the foundation to who you are, the path that you're on, and manifesting this intention. Everything will flourish from here. So really important to conquer this intention if this is a pattern that keeps coming up in your life. The divine in me recognizes the divine and light in each one of you. And where these lights meet, we say, Namaste. Thank you so much, everybody. Take your time, keep your eyes closed. As you start to come out of your practice, there is no rush whenever you're getting out of your practice. It's actually so much better to really ease out and take your time, just so you don't kind of jolt yourself. So feel free to stretch. Sometimes I'll pop my neck or whatever feels good for me. I like to keep my eyes closed kind of as long as I possibly can. Hang on to that yummy Zen yogi energy as long as I can. And as you are coming back from your practice, just really remember, when in doubt, you can always come back to that Ujjayi inhale and exhale. Just place your hand on your belly. Sounds silly, but even when you're driving, as long as you have one hand on the wheel, right? Make sure you're safe. But anything like that, if you're at the office, you're at home, you're feeling anxious, focus on that exhale. That exhale is the answer to happiness, okay? Thank you so much, you guys. Namaste, namaste. Thank you, guys. And thank you, guys. Welcome. Namaste. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching today's True Beauty Quick Tip. If you like what you see and for more confidence building tips on how to be a beauty from the inside out, remember to subscribe to our channel and connect with us at trubeautyMOVEMENT.com. That's TRU without the E, Beauty Movement. Love you guys. Until next time, remember, be balanced, be true, and proud to be you.